Welcome to Weekly Wisdom. Today I want to challenge you to take the leap. Psalms 37 and 23 says, "When people's steps follow the Lord, God is pleased with their ways." Every obedient step you take moves you closer to what God has envisioned for you in your life. Every time you obey God, it positions you for God's reward. In my life, I have found that I'm led by a series of God challenges. He challenges and pushes me to do things that I feel like are bigger than me. And there are times that I accept the challenge, times that I reject the challenge, and times that I just ignore the challenge and act like it didn't exist. Every time I accept the challenge and take the leap that He has in front of me, something good comes out of it. It doesn't always go how I anticipate, but the leap never fails me. This week I was thinking about a friend who took a God-sized leap going after something big in her life, and it ended up that she came in second place when first place was her goal. Second place doesn't always feel good, and I felt led to share some encouragement with her, and I want to share that with you today. Every leap we take is a part of a larger process. Now, don't get me wrong, it completely sucks when the leap doesn't land where we aimed. But there is something gained in the leaping. It could be muscle development. It could be muscle memory. It could be the avoidance of something we hopped over. It could be someone else who's encouraged by the try in us. It could be the lessons that we learned while we were in the air. Whatever it is, I need you to remember, each leap prepares you for the next leap. In my life, I can think of leap after leap, and some of them worked out how I expected and intended and hoped, and some did not. But I've never lost from a leap. Some of my leaps didn't make sense to other people. Some of my leaps didn't make sense to me, but I felt on the inside that I needed to leap. Going to school, transferring schools, leaving school, going back to school, starting businesses. Some work, some don't, but each one teaches me something else that I need to know for the journey. Starting a church in Michigan, closing a church in Michigan, moving to Tennessee, starting a church in Tennessee, transitioning it to an online ministry. It's all a part of the leap. Shifting jobs, changing careers, redefining yourself professionally, adding certifications, moving to a new company. These are all leaps that are part of larger leaps in your story. It doesn't always go how you expect it, but it always works together for your good. It's exciting when you look back at it, but it's not always fun when you're in the midst of it. Some of these leaps were out of necessity, the result of closed doors. Some of these leaps were in the midst of being frustrated with God because He only gave me a small part of a big picture and I don't know how it all works together. Some of these leaps were risky without a solid infrastructure underneath to catch me if I fell. But sometimes He wants to know, will you take the leap of faith anyway? Some of these leaps actually hurt. I haven't always stuck my landings. Sometimes you stumble when you land. Sometimes you might even fall. But I never have lost from a leap of faith. I've never lost attempting to pursue something that I'm called to. So I'm here to encourage you who are watching this today. Take the leap. And even if the leap doesn't land where you aim, know that the leap is worth it. If you wouldn't have leaped, you wouldn't have met that group of people. If you wouldn't have leaped, you wouldn't understand the process. If you wouldn't have leaped, you wouldn't have the experience that you have. If you wouldn't have leaped, you wouldn't have the wisdom that you have. If you don't leap, you will be in the same spot you're in right now next year. If you don't leap, you won't know what God has planned for you. If you don't leap, you won't get the clarity that you're seeking. If you don't leap, you won't be positioned for your next. If you won't leap, He won't be able to trust you with more. If you won't leap, you won't learn. If you won't leap, you won't grow. When people's steps follow the Lord, God is pleased with their ways. He is ordering your steps. He is laying out a path for you. It may be uncharted territory, but He's lighting the path. He said He will be a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your path. He is showing you the way to your destination, to your destiny. He is ordering your steps, but you have to be willing to take the leap of faith to go where He's ordering, to follow the light to where He's leading. It may be scary. Unblazed trails can sometimes be scary. You don't know exactly what lies ahead. But if you're going to be a trailblazer, you've got to leap. His will isn't always comfortable. It's not always neat and organized, but it's always ordered. His path isn't always straight. It's sometimes a winding road. It's sometimes a roundabout way. But it always takes you where you need to go. So when He provides a challenge for you in your life that feels bigger than you, take the leap. When you begin to feel unqualified for where He's leading you, follow His light and take the leap. So when He gives you the challenge, don't ignore it, don't reject it. Accept it, embrace it, and take the leap into everything that He has for you. Accept the challenge and look for the next ordered step. Look for the next lit path. Look for the lamp on your feet and boldly take the leap. It will be worth it. Thanks for joining us on Weekly Wisdom. Have a phenomenal week.